Hello everyone, welcome to Outlast again. This time, Jameer has gotten into the game. If you remember Outlast Trials, play a clip, I think, right here. Jameer, Jameer, Jameer?
Stop!
Get off my friend, you little... Very cool, am I right? Anyway, Jameer wants to know more about the lore. So, Jameer, you ready to know about lore? Because I am. I've been trying to find the lore of this game for a while. Now, I know the things about this game is Dr. Wernicke, morphogenic engine, and that's about it. Variants got loose some or another. Outlast contains intense violence, gore, graphic sexual content, and strong language. Please enjoy. You are Miles Upshur, an investigative reporter whose ambition is about to earn him an intimate tour of hell on Earth. Always willing to risk digging into the stories no other journalist would dare investigate. You will seek out the dark secrets of the heart of Mount Massive Asylum. Stay alive as long as you can. Record everything. You are not a fighter. To navigate the horrors of Mount Massive and expose the truth, your only options are to run, hide, or die. We're just going to go ahead and make a new save here. Now, we're going to make this series, we're going to call it Outlast Lore Hunting series. And, yeah, basically we're going to try to find every document, every recording note, and we're going to basically read up on some lore. We'll also try to pay attention to the story details and figure things out on our own. We'll obviously look up some things who are there on like the official wikis and whatnot to get some extra help. But we're basically going to try to get an understanding of the lore before we move on to Outlast 2 and whatnot, and see what potential future games can supply us. First things first, let's see what the events of Outlast 1 takes place in. Okay, according to an AI overview, apparently Outlast 1 is set in September 2013. The main events beginning in the evening around 9 p.m. on September 17th. And then a Reddit comment says something about 2013. So we're going to assume this game takes place in 2013. Okay? That's all we need to know. September 17th, 2013. It's right there for us. Date is right there. Okay, so let's assume it's September 17th, 2013. Or maybe a few days after, depending, give or take. From whatever the hell, mutemail.com. 2milesupshur@gmail.com. Subject tip/illegal activity at Murkoff Psychiatric Systems. You don't know me, have to make this quick. They might be monitoring. I did 2 weeks of software consult at Murkoff Psychiatric System facilities in Mount Massive. All sorts of NDAs, and I'm very much breaking right now, but seriously, fuck those guys. Terrible things happening here. Don't understand it. Don't believe half the things I saw. Doctor tired about dream therapy going too deep. Finding something that had been waiting for them in the mountain. People are being hurt and Murkoff is making money. It needs to be exposed. So we're a journalist. We got a tip from Whistleblower, and we're here to, get the story out pretty much and expose Murkoff. Something about dream therapy. So what we know so far, something about dream therapy, Murkoff, and then a whistleblower. September 17th, 2013. Now, I don't know if I'm going to split the series up in parts, but if I'm going to really do a deep dive in lore, I might have to end up splitting into a bit of parts. I don't know. We're going to go through the DLC after this, and we're going to do Outlast 2 after this as well. After, of course, I'm going to have to go record a regular gameplay playthrough of Outlast 2, but that's for later. So there it is, Mount Massive. We get our first note here. Mount Massive Asylum. I start feeling sick just looking at this place. Mount Massive Asylum is shut down amid scandal and government secrecy in 1971, reopened by Murkoff Psychiatric Systems in 2009 under the guise of a charitable organization. Cell phone reception cut off abruptly a mile out, more like a jammer than a lost signal. The Murkoff Corporation has a big, long track record of disguising profit as charity, but never on American soil. Whatever they thought they could get out of this place has to be big. Might finally be the story that breaks the bastards. So we're here to record everything, obviously. That's not terrifying at all. The document we got is called the Whistleblower. Makes sense. So it's called Project Wallrider Patient Status Report for William Hope. Murkoff Psychiatric Systems, Project Wallrider, Mount Massive CO, case number 174, patient initials WPH. Billy. Consultant dated, or consolidation dated 2012-10-14. So this is October 14th, 2012. Initial date of patient consult 2019-04-12. April 12th, I think. Patient age 19. Gender male. So this is a 19-year-old male. Okay. So it's 20. So this was consolidation dated 2012. This is more over 20. He's at this time he's 19. When is his birthday? Okay, so we don't know his official birthday, but we can just assume that he's 20, maybe 21-ish of young, rough, maybe, who knows, roughly around that age. Observing physician, Dr. Carl Houston, DBNR. Therapy status, patient claims to have progressed to self-directed lucid dream state, or states. Morphogenic engine activity observed at unprecedented scale. Continuing stage 4 hormone schedule. Please just edit all that out. Diagnostics, spirometry revealed no bronchial accumulation. I can't English. Hemotric. Yeah, that's not how you say that. Again failed to separate erythrocyte. Highly worrisome. MRI revealed REM/NREM cycle after NREM state. Interview notes. Billy asked about the status of his mother's lawsuit against Murkoff and the asylum. This represents a catastrophic breach of security, despite Billy's claims that he discovered the truth in the blood of the Dr. Traeger and the blood dreams of Dr. Traeger. Note: the only Traeger on company records, one Richard Traeger, is an executive from MRD. All orderlies and security personnel must be questioned to video security improved to include analytical biometrics. Murkoff Psychiatric Systems Project Wallrider Mount Massive Co. I don't know why every time it comes to those words, I can never pronounce them. It's okay. English can go fuck itself. Okay, go fuck itself, lad. I'm about to see something interesting in here. That's all. Bodies hanging all around. Dead bodies everywhere. Blood. Heads on shelves. I'm about to see this guy somehow still alive. Why? Why are you alive? Also, what?
The variants. You can't fight.
What are you on? How is that standing?
You can unlock the main doors.
That's a blunt stick, too. That must have been painful. Just die. You're making it worse by staying alive. Okay, well, yeah, if I didn't know that already. I'm inside. I'm inside. Bodies everywhere. Blood, burn marks, heads lined up like bottles behind the bar. Dead Murkoff scientists hung from the ceiling. Their badges say Murkoff Advanced Research Systems. Murkoff's longtime MO has been to profit off the exploitation of supposed charity. Fuck the third world and bankroll another billion. How did Murkoff think they would make money off a building full of crazy people? There's some kind of tactical cop pinned like a pig on a spit. Tells me to get the fuck out, then dies. Would have been a good thing to hear when I could still come the way I came. There's Chris Walker there. Now, I don't think we get to see this until a later comic, but apparently Chris Walker was a security officer one time for Murkoff, and something bad happened, and he got subjected to morphogenic engine, and now he's the screwed up man we see today. There's a battery here. So one thing that's interesting is apparently this building was still full of crazy people, or did they get implemented here at one point before?
Little pig.
There's a lot of things that I'm still quite unsure of. Like, were they already here, or were they implemented here? Also, what was this charity program? I'm probably interested in the wrong things, but like, we must know. Proclaim the gospel, huh? New objective, escape the asylum. Access the security control to unlock the main gate. How high is this realistically? Can we get someone smart to figure out how high this is? Or maybe a future edit to show how high that is? Alright, there's a few things I want to do. To get all the lore naturally, I'm assuming we're going to have to play this game the way it was intended and pretend that we don't know whatever the hell is going on. So... interesting. Playing it like this, this gives us a chance to get different notes in different areas. We got witness, the guy's dead on the toilet. The witness. I already beat all the hell, picking broken glass out of my scalp, a couple cracked ribs, nearly killed by a deformed giant. Looks like somebody tried to start his head with a cheese grater. He throws me through a wall and knocks me unconscious. I wake up and some doughy old man with a face like an alcoholic kitty fiddler in a homemade priest outfit calls me his apostle. It's not a job I asked for. There are words scrawled in blood everywhere. I'm getting an ugly feeling in my gut that priest is writing them and for my benefit. And then there's this door that guy walked right into.
We didn't choose this. Why should we have to pay for it? Why do we have to die? Walker will kill us just for being sick. We're still people. We didn't choose this.
And that's interesting because some of the people aren't completely insane and they realize that they're still people and whatnot. Just very sad. Very sad all around. Project Wallrider Profitability Report. From Helen Grant to Group 8416. Helen Grant. I feel like we're going to see that name a couple times. Subject, Project Wallrider On-Site Inspection. Dear Sirs, a full report pending. No immediate action is required on the part of the Murkoff Corp. The profit potential of Project Wallrider remains staggeringly high. And the 4 fatalities contain enough ambiguous data to make any legitimation of evidence is correctly managed impossible. Project Wallrider remains a dangerous initiative, and there will almost certainly be further casualties. As with the others, however, family and government interest in the patients is so low as to make any choice or make any chance of legal actions vanishingly unlikely. Violence among patients is increasing as the morphogenic engine therapy gets closer to reducing working models, but a combination of physical and chemical restraints has proven sufficiently effective to assure continued control and profit. Respectfully, Helen Grant. Or, yeah, Grant. Murkoff Legal Mitigation Department. Another document here. Warrant for seizure. Murkoff, United States Office warrant for seizure, case number something or another. In the matter of the seizure of Mount Massive Psychiatric Center, Murkoff Psychiatric Systems, Mount Massive Wilderness Area, the Country Road 112. Affidavits have been made before the Board of Directors by Murkoff Hardline Security, MHS, who has reason to believe catastrophic security failure of psychiatric center with imminent danger of environment contamination. We are satisfied that the affidavits and testimony establish sufficient evidence to require urgent action on the part of MHS and grounds for the insurance of this warrant. You are hereby required to grant MHS full access to all facilities and surrender complete authority to its agents. By acceptance of this document, you and any surviving relatives surrender all claims of litigation against the Murkoff Corp or its subsidiaries for the actions of MHS for the circumstances which require their actions regardless of responsibility. So, I'm going to assume this is like a document for people who are signing up with Murkoff to sign. which means basically you're signing up and giving away all your freedoms to, you know, sue them if anything bad happens to you. And also make sure you keep your mouth shut, and if you don't, no one's gonna miss you and you're gone. Project Wallrider patient status report for Chris Walker. Murkoff Psychiatric Systems, Project Wallrider, Mount Massive Co., case number 136, patient initials CLW, Walker. Consolidation dated 2013-05-28. So this is a recent one, sort of. 2013-05-28, 05. From May 5th. Initial date of patient consult 2011-01-28. Patient age 32. Gender male. Observing physician Dr. Rudolph Wernicke. Notation by Dr. Walsh. Therapy status: morphogenic engine activity plateaued at roughly 2000 ppm. Unsafe to progress beyond stage 3 hormone schedule. Diagnostics: spirometry revealed light to medium bronchial accumulation. MRI scans consist with patient's reported dreams. Interview notes: Walker was interviewed in restraint following his self-inflicted mutilations. Restraints have had to be altered to accommodate his enormous size. Extensive dermal eruptions as consistent with failed morphogenic engine cellular activity. He claims the skin ripped from his forehead allows for a truer way of seeing. Seems to have some boyhood experience with Tutrata lizards and their potential and their parental eyes. What? I don't know how that has any resemblance to what's happening here. He has expressed anxiety about his flesh, specifically around his lip, expressed anxiety about his flesh, especially specifically around his lips and nose. Attending orderly should be advised to watch for further self-mutilation. So he made himself look like that. He had to be interviewed in restraints because of his size, which is why he has the chains around his arms, I'm supposing. The mental traumas he sustained while serving in Afghanistan seem to be retarding progression of the ME process. His predominant fixation, amplified by therapy, is a manic exaggeration of military security protocol. A continuation of both chemical and physical restraints is highly recommended. So he also served several tours in Afghanistan. So he's a war vet. Okay. That's interesting. Gonna get another note here. Broken men and dead television. A crowd of broken men watching a dead channel. They look like patients. They survived whatever happened here, but nobody's home. What does that even mean, Miles? Please explain. Elaborate. Okay, so what's interesting here is Project Wallrider patient status report for Chris Walker, William Hope. Warren procedure is somewhat interesting, but Murkoff's shady anyway, so it's probably already known that you would have to use just on with that. And then that's about it. And then Mount Massive Asylum is interesting for the reason of a little background information, I suppose. So we know it's Mount Massive Asylum. We know most likely somewhere in America. But where at in America? Obviously we know the time and date. I guess we just need to know the where. So where are we at? Why is it happening? All that good stuff. Alright, and here's we'll get our next note. I believe it's the big fucking guy. The big fucker is stalking me. Found a patient file for a Chris Walker, ex-military police, several tours in Afghanistan. A lot of the blood in this place is on his hands, but not all of it. Again, what do you mean by that, Miles? Are you talking about the experiment? Alright, another document here. MK Ultra CIA Hypnotic Homicide. MK Ultra Program CIA document number whatever, page 1, excerpt. So, now we're getting CIA documents. Why are they here, Murkoff? Hands? I don't know, man. Something's not adding up. So, 2 file, subject, hypnotic experimentation and research. That's another thing. February 10th, 1954. So that was another thing that was interesting. It looks like a lot of this stuff is coming from this quote-unquote morphic engine, which I'm still not completely 100% sure about, and dream therapy. So it looks like they're looking for lucid dreamers to be compatible. It looks like compatible is lucid dreamers, and those who don't really have control of their dreams are just kind of incompatible. To what? Apparently Project Walrider, and I'm assuming it's that thing we've been seeing this entire time. Anyway, February 10th, 1954, so we're going back in time. On Wednesday, 10th of February, 1954, hypnotic experimentation and research work has continued in Building 13 of the Mount Massive Preserve in Colorado using the following subjects. So, is Mount Massive Asylum in Colorado? Is that what we're meant to assume here? And also, 1954, it looks like experimentation on patients here at Mount Massive has been happening since the 50s, which is kind of concerning. Material abridged. 1. A post-hypnotic the night before pointed finger, you will sleep, was enacted. Mrs. Jackson and Pierce immediately progressed to a deep hypnotic state with no further suggestion. Miss Pierce was then instructed, having previously expressed a fear of firearms in any fashion, that she would use every method at her disposal to awaken Miss Jackson. And now in a deep hypnotic sleep, and failing this, she would pick up a nearby pistol and fire at Miss Jackson. She was instructed that her rage would be so great that she would not hesitate to kill Jackson for failing to awaken. 2. Miss Pierce carried out these suggestions to the letter, including firing the unloaded pneumatic pistol gun at Jackson and then proceeding to fall into a deep sleep. After proper suggestions were made, both were awakened and expressed complete amnesia for the entire sequence. Miss Pierce was again handed the gun, which she refused, in an awakened state, to pick up or accept from the operator. She expressed absolute denial that the foregoing sequence had happened. So, hypnotic therapy or hypnotic something. Hypnotic experimentations, obviously, but for what? Is the real question. And how does this lead into the dream therapy bullcrap with the morphogenic engine? And then Father Martin takes us deeper into this place because there's apparently much more for us to see.
I didn't want to have
right here is actually a good lore point to put in, I guess.
There is so much yet for you to witness.
Because it's showing on how some of the patients here think the Walrider is like more of a divine presence and they see him as a god. And right here is the Walrider.
Tearing his truth into the unbelievers. The only way out of this place is the truth. Accept the gospel, and all doors will open before you.
Now we're in a cell. That's fun. Note. Father Martin's cell. Interesting. The priest, Father Martin, brought me here to show me something. Thinks I'm going to be a witness for whatever batshit crazy he's trying to sell me. This Dr. Wernicke's at the center of whatever went wrong here, but he died more than 10 years ago. Rest in peace, says the blood on the wall. Well, we're going to save it here, I think. Anyway, I think that was, I think we'll consider this episode 1 of Outlast Lore, I guess. But I don't know what we're going to call this yet. But it's going to be in the playlist on my channel. If you like what you saw here, just comment hi or something. I don't know. And we will do more of this later. Goodbye.